Hey, yes, yes, you are. I am too. Just getting some stuff set up over here. Oh, it's been good. Switch out our stuff here, and we're kind of waiting for everyone. What's up? Gonna let our music play out. It is by Slice Cutie Beats. It's called No Limit. How are you been doing? And happy Saturday. Figured, of course, we do a little something different. It's a little bit of a makeup show from May when we didn't get a chance to, talk to everybody. Hey, wifey, what's up? Wifey's one of my longtime fan fiction partners. Did a lot of writing together. She's good people and a great writer. Brown Eyed Beauty is also a great writer and does really awesome Marvel fan fiction. Sorry, we're trying to get folks there. Hey, Cat Naris, how you doing? There we go. Hey, Sable, how you doing? Just trying to get the other ladies in here. Normally, of course, we would be doing right now we would be doing the Phantom Agent, but we will be picking that back up next Saturday. Second. Trying to direct the folks. I think everybody server. Let me get that together. What is everybody up to today? How has your weekend been? We are. There we go. Should have made sure everybody had that first. Oh, there we go. Okay, I see everybody. I see everybody now. All right, cool. Well, happy Thanksgiving, Canadian friends. I hope you're enjoying your holiday. I hope you're having some good food and some good times and everything else. So I see all of our friends are here, so let me go ahead and bring them in on this conversation.
The stream and then come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
what's up, ladies? How
Hey.
you doing?
Hi.
Hey, Brandon.
Hey.
All right. Yeah, I was like, wait. I was like, did I not give everybody the server stuff? I was like, oh my god, let me do this again. Hold on. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad that we were able to get back together. Bummer that we didn't get all of us back together again, but we'll definitely take another time to do that when we get all of us grouped up. Would you like to introduce yourselves to
That would be ladies and gentlemen. For those that don't know, I'm Choices by K. I'm the crazy one of the group, or I'm the one that causes trouble.
No. Hey, you're fun though. That's what makes it fun.
Uh, do I need to turn this off?
You'll probably want
My
to.
Twitch volume.
Yeah, you'll probably want to turn that down.
Okay.
Yeah,
Phew.
because you'll be hearing us here, so you don't get the double audio.
Okay, great, because I was getting that.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to do that.
I'm Choices Lady. Hi, everybody.
And I'm Call Me Teach.
Yes, and I was very lucky to meet all of these awesome creators on Instagram. Gonna be headed to bed soon. Oh, all right, Brandon. Well, I'm glad you popped in for a couple of seconds. I appreciate it. And first, before we get into the main topic, fan fiction, I was just curious what you all been reading this week. Bad I be
The
just like,
Phantom Agent.
hey.
Hey, bestie. So far the Phantom Agent, Laws of Attraction 2, which is kind of slow,
Mm-hmm.
and
Hello.
Hey.
Did she just okay. I'm terrible. I'm still catching up on TNA 2. I have still catching up on Untamable. I think I'm like chapter 3.
Yeah, it took me a little while to read that one too.
And
um,
then I'm watching you do the Phantom Agent. I didn't want to
yeah,
start another new book that I knew I was not going to finish or, keep up with.
Yes, there was some folks that said that they were just basically reading the Phantom Agent through my experience streaming it. So I'm like,
Hmm.
cool. Thank you for that. I hope I make it entertaining along with Jingo. um, and
I haven't been reading anything.
Mhm,
I need to catch up on TNA 3 and Murder at Homecoming.
mhm.
I need to
Yeah.
catch up on T3. It just fell by the wayside once I saw Prince Kieran.
Oh.
It just look, it caught my attention. It was like, Sam, I love you, but yeah, nah, I gotta go.
um, as for me, I've been bouncing through a few different apps. So and
Burn.
I
Slow burn.
huh?
I finally got her to read Slow Burn.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I finished chapter 7. I got to start chapter 8 of Slow Burn, and I'm actually enjoying it more than I thought I
Oh,
would.
2 for 2. Because I told you. Told you.
Yeah, you did. You did. More than I thought I would enjoy it. So I'm reading that. Also, I jumped back into Lovelink because in Lovelink, which is like a dating sim app, story app. Um, there's a like a heart like magnifies and stuff in it, and
Mm.
it puts up one particular date for you, and they keep putting up Daddy Rory for me. So I've been I've been playing through Rory's storyline. He's so sweet.
He
I love
is.
I loved Roy. I gotta get back into it because I miss Dominic.
Oh yeah.
Dominic was the first match I had on that.
Oh, I finished his story. I won't say anything, but it was really good. I actually enjoyed, where they ended up
Okay.
taking the relationship. It was cool. It was a lot of
Oh,
fun.
so his storyline is finished?
Dominic, that was the
Mhm.
photographer, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. His is done.
Okay.
Damn.
I have his counterpart.
Yeah.
You
So
have Adam.
Yes, Adam. I have Adam.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I just finished his not too long ago. I think I'm almost getting to the end of Rory's. I kind of feel like that's what's happening. And then I'm pulling up the app so I can look at it. And I finished, what's his name? Yeah. Damien. I finished Damien's storyline.
Oh, I
Oh, I cannot
Damien.
finish. Oh,
I was like,
Damien.
no.
I can't. That just makes me too sad. Like it's just sitting there. I can't do it. I can't.
It's bad.
No,
It
it's not
sounds like
bad. No, it's not bad. It's
okay.
really good. It's really good.
Okay.
I just love him too much to finish his storyline. I just cannot. I can't.
Yeah.
Right.
That's where I'm at on Theo. And I know Theo is a seasonal character. He's only supposed to be there for Valentine's Day, but I'm still playing him.
I started him, but I never finished him.
Mm-hmm.
Who's another one? Julian. I need to do Julian. He was good.
Yeah. So if you like dating sims, if you love a good story, I would highly recommend checking out Lovelink. It's a free app.
Or Winked. Just saying.
What was the other one?
Winked.
Winked. Yes. I see. I need to download that one.
Woo.
Yeah, they keep bringing Rory up to me, and I also Marco Battazzi, the teacher with the best friend in his picture.
Oh my gosh, I have his counterpart Hugo.
Yeah. Oh, Hugo's
I
cute.
just he is, but he's so frustrating.
Yes.
Jeez.
Look, either you're gonna be with old girl or you're gonna be with me. Pick
right.
I don't have time for you to go back and forth.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Let's see.
Also, this girl was ugly. I'm sorry, she was ugly. She was just no.
Yes. And I wonder if it's the same girl for both guys. The redheaded gal. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she was annoying. I didn't like her. It's Nia says, I feel so much better for not even started TNA 3. Woohoo for slow burn though. Yes, I do. I have enjoyed it.
I am with TNA 3. I think I'm on chapter 7 or 8. Again, it just I'm
on chapter 3. Feel bad about it.
And I love Sam, but the story kind of stalled for me.
Yeah, there's just other stuff I'm reading right now, so I'm just gonna wait for that one to finish and then I'll get back.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And the Phantom Agent isn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Like I like
I'd be worried.
Oh no, it's not bad. I like the relationship between the MC and the LI. At least I think he's in LI. I don't know. Because I have a theory. But I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it.
Like I'm not that far in. I'm only on 2.
I have a theory, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till the book progresses. But so far, it's a good book.
Yeah, Jingo's been, he's been teasing some type of theory that he has that he's not sharing with me yet. So I'm like, okay, I'm waiting, holding on.
Hey, Jingo, we need to combine our thoughts because your theory might be in line with mine.
Yes, we'll have to bring him in here to chit chat about it. But yeah, for sure, because I would love to know what other folks are thinking about it. Now, mind you, I'm only on chapter 2. And then the other I got pulled back into chapters.
I've recently started playing that app.
Yeah.
I need to play it.
Yeah. For those who are Choices fans who have not played Chapters, Chapters is like the super extra saucy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You like your saucy stuff?
It's the stuff. It's the stuff Choices won't do.
Yep.
Yeah. You'll play Chapters. You'll play Chapters or Whispers or some of the other ones for that. But yeah, Chapters. They do supernatural really well.
Yeah.
It's an app full of witness. That's what Fishty said.
I mean, it is that's really what it is, because like you gotta pay for every.
Yeah.
You gotta pay to breathe, to eat your
You-
food. You gotta pay for this, and it's like.
Yeah, or pay to make your character have a personality.
Right, like you gotta pay for all it. And I'm sorry, but it's expensive. It can be expensive.
Yeah. Okay, so how I play it, because this is what happened. This is what pulled me back in. That darn story DILFs. So apologies, about to get saucy. I'm not gonna be explicit, but the book is saucy. So it's a reverse harem book. MC ends up in love with like 3 different dudes. And and she's messing with all 3 of them. I was like, oh my god. And it makes me. I really wish Nina was here for this one, because I know she was reading it too. and that one was really intense, and some of the scenes, they were just ridiculous. But I had pulled enough of the Maple coins. That's one of the things that I like about the Chapters app, is that with the Maple coins, you can turn those into diamonds. And I had collected enough Maple coins that I had like 1,300 diamonds. So I was able to play the whole book without actually having to spend my own money doing it.
Oh, wow.
Just from collecting the coins for all these past months to play it.
I know nothing about Chapters because I just started. So I'm just filling around in the book.
Yeah. The first book that I played in Chapters was Mr. and Mr. Smith, which it's a spy story, and it's a gay romance. And it's very good.
Oh, okay.
I really enjoyed that one.
Oh.
Another one that I really liked was called Strange Neighbors, which is one of their older books. And that one's a supernatural. And I like also that they have shorts where it's like, 1 or 2, maybe, max 4 chapters. Oh, that's good too. Yeah. I like, not having to fully commit, It was one of those that I picked up because, I was already caught up on everything in Choices. So I was like, okay, let me go and check out some other apps that folks have been talking about.
I need to get back in the romance club. I need to. I haven't played. I haven't played. I'm sorry.
Me neither. I've played. I played Heaven's Secret twice. I played Seduced by the Rhythm twice.
Hey, Carlos.
I did start Theodora, which Fishty recommended. It's pretty good. And then I also started reading Psy, which is also pretty good. I'm like maybe about 4 chapters.
But yeah, I need to finish that. I miss Lucy.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know. I had started a third. I started a third playthrough to go back and see Lucy.
I mean, I liked Dino and all, but I don't know. Like,
he's too sweet. I like Lucy. Yeah. I like the bad boy type.
Yeah, that's.
I'm smart ass. I love a smart ass love interest. So
yes,
Lucy, smart ass. Yeah. And it was like, okay.
Let's see.
I need to finish the one with Vlad. I don't even remember the name of the story.
Dracula one?
Yeah.
Oh, I tried. I tried.
Chapter 5.
I also tried the what is it, the one, that other one that everybody loves, that Titans one. I was like, okay, I'm not. I can't do it. But I really I got it maybe about 3 chapters in, and I really gave it a chance. But Rage of the Titans, Yeah, thanks, Fishy. Thank you for agreeing with me. This is why we're friends. Said, "Oh my god, it's horrible." Like, yep, I agree. Let's see.
But I know
There's
a lot.
said I would get into chapters, but I'm already behind on one game. I don't need another app that I'm behind on.
True.
Yeah.
And I said same.
Yeah. And it's like, and I only jumped back in because of the app, the ads for Delphs. That's the only reason why I even came back to it. Was I wanted to see what the fire was about. So I was like, all right, let me go and look. And it was
You found out.
it was ridiculous. It was dirty. It was dirty. It was dirty, but it was ridiculous. You know. And it's another one of those that kind of blends like all kinds of stuff going on, where it's like it's a reverse harem book. It's we end up pregnant and we don't know who the dad is book. It's a stalker book. You know, it's too many genres. It's too many.
That sounds messy, and I like those type of books.
It was very messy. It was very messy.
You found a pregnant, didn't know who the daddy was. Good God! Okay.
Nope, she did it, and,
okay.
they gave you options and stuff. I had told Jingo about some of the scenes, and he was like, "What?" Like, I know, it's so bad. It was so bad, but man, and it was like every inopportune moment there was a sex scene. It was ridiculous, you know. Oh, we're searching for the stalker in the school. Sex scene. Because you just happen to be off somewhere alone. You know, anytime you had any chance you got to be alone, yeah, you were messing with one of them or all three of them. So it was just like, oh my god.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
at once or separate.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yes. Yes. You know. And then they had the different types of love interests, you know, that and so all of them were in there. You know, the cold, you know, the Ice King, you know, he was in there. And then there was the you know, the single dad who was just, you know, he kind of going through some stuff, and you know, you kind of bring him back to life a little bit. And then there's the, you know, like the party dad, the one that's, you know, he's real sweet, but he's, you know, a lot of fun, and you can't really take him that seriously because he's joking all the time. Each guy was different. Yeah. So I was like, wow. Like, how did she end up falling for all of these dudes? I don't get it. You know? Oh my goodness. That one was funny. So yeah, if you have some diamonds to burn, yeah, go ahead and read that one. It's corny. It's corny as all get out. It is.
All I heard was Teen A on steroids.
Yeah. Yeah. Fishy says people like it because it has a lot of sex in it. But it's not all that good. So I have no idea what people see in it. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. It was just dirty.
That's the thing. It doesn't have to be a good book as long as the sex scenes are good.
Yeah. And some of them were like, wait. Yeah. Yeah, there were some times I was like, oh my god, I'm reading this at work. What am I doing? Yeah. Downtime is great. Well, friends. You know, I just had to find out what everybody was reading and stuff because I like to. Does anyone have any app recommendations for folks in the chat too? You know, if you have app recommendations, things that I probably should be looking at. I know I'm going to download Winked. I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Do it. You'll thank me later.
But man, I have a lot of apps, but I'm just not reading all of them right now. They're just installed, most of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Turkey, how you doing? Yeah, Nia says, I stand a good spicy moment. What was the name of it again? Oh, yeah, I'll get it to you here. That's what it's called. There's Fishy said there's some good stuff on Winked, but be prepared to need to spend a ton to see it. Oh,
yeah, no, no, she's right. They're right. Like Wings is expensive, but it's so worth it to me.
Yeah.
So worth it.
Yeah. You know,
I
for the right match, I will spend it, because Rory right now, him and his daughter are just so darn adorable. I can't. So I've been taking all the diamond stuff for Rory.
right.
He's about the only one I've really like actively been playing. His story is about the only one I've been playing, just because the app keeps pushing him out to me, like, hey, he wants to talk to you. Hey, he wants to talk to you. And it's like, oh, you wish you had matched with Garrett? Oh, that was the guy with the face, the smiley face pancake. He was cute, adorable. Rory's counterpart, Garrett. Yeah, it's a good story. I'm enjoying it. You know. And then they kept pushing one of the moms, the surrogate moms on me in that one. And
one of them was named Rose. Not remember the other one. What? Both are nurses, I think.
yeah,
They are.
wasn't I don't think it was Rose.
It was the other one. I don't remember her
Dahlia.
name.
Dahlia. So she also had a flower name. Yeah, Dahlia.
She's really pretty.
Yes. And I was kind of like, when I went ahead and I paid the diamonds to see the picture, I was like, she's pregnant? Like, wait a minute. You know?
Yeah.
And then when I looked on the wiki, I was like, oh, she's a surrogate. Got it. Okay. Like, okay, I got it. You know. I was like, oh, okay, well, that's an interesting story. You know. There's some fun folks in that one. But let us get into the topic that brought us all together.
Hey.
Yes, we're going to talk about fan fiction, friend. If anyone writes fan fiction in the chat, do let us. You know, I would love to see it. I don't allow links, so if you want, you can whisper it to me, or if you have me on Discord, just DM me your stuff, and I will, go ahead and put out your links for you. Yes, your hyphy wifey in the chat. Oh my gosh, she and I have known each other for a long time, back in the True Blood role playing on Twitter days. That's how long we've been playing and writing together and stuff. And we've written some pretty cool stuff, mostly vampires. But that was kind of where I started, was doing fan fiction for vampire stuff. Anne Rice, True Blood. Yeah, it's been like 13 plus years that she and I have been writing stuff together. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's good stuff. And then I know Nia writes the Marvel fan fiction, which is, hey, fan art. It all if you have did you want me to share it? What was it? I think it was your Instagram, right, Turkey? Is that where you put your fan art at? I have most of y'all's.
Yeah.
Grab those while I'm talking. So first, tell us about fan fiction that you. I know everybody has the stuff that they write collectively, because I know you lady, but then you also have your separate stuff. Teach, why don't you go first?
So I'm writing the freshman series. It's about James and my MC Jay. It's about after they graduate from college and they're married and they have a daughter, and basically an ex comes back in the picture, which is Zig, and just cause some trouble for the couple.
I love Zig.
I know. And that's really how I was when I was playing the freshman. Like, I was with James and then Zig popped up and I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, and that one is All Falls Down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's called All Falls Down.
And that is the link to that story. It's actually really she's killing it on that one. It's 5 parts right now, but it's super good. And I'm not just saying that because we're friends. All these ladies, you're not going to go wrong reading any of their stuff. So really you want to jump in and check it out. Wattpad is where you post. Well, actually, all of you post most of your stuff on Wattpad, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Except for Choices Lady, you usually do yours as videos on YouTube.
Yes,
They're
I
so
did
good.
upload the first series on Wattpad, but it just takes you back to YouTube.
Mm-hmm. And Lady K, I know you have all the tricks. So
Me.
tell the people what you're doing.
Lord, I always start, but I never actually finish any series. The latest one was an idea I had maybe a year ago. I just stalled,
Mm-hmm.
and then I came back to it maybe a couple weeks. I think this is the one I'm finally gonna run with. This is the series name is Love Everlasting, and I'm 3 chapters, and I'm writing chapter 4, or at least trying to finish writing 4. But basically, this is the continuation of my MC and my LI from CRR. She's pregnant. She's pregnant with twins, and I guess they're just trying to figure out how do you run a kingdom, raise a family, and have kids all in one. Basically, it follows their Instagram lives.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I
Yeah.
said, right now, working on chapter 4, but chapter 1 and 3 is on my Wattpad and on my Tumblr page.
Oh, okay. I'll make up for
Yeah.
Turkey
But
Bacon says, good old Wattpad. Like, yep.
Yay.
Both of their fanfics are really good. I've been waiting for them to release the next chapter. I read more fan fiction than I actually do choices. I have
Yeah.
to admit that. I am
Yeah.
always reading you guys' chapters as soon as they come out, as soon as I get home. And I just have not done that with choices in a while.
Mhm.
Oh dear. Now I shall have to create more Martians.
Oh, thank you, Jingo, for gifting that sub to Turkey Bacon. Appreciate it.
I just gotta finish up chapter 4 and then I'll get it out.
All right. So I put a link to Love Everlasting there. Oh man.
Nice.
Yes. And then see, we have a couple of our friends that aren't with us today, but they write amazing stuff. Nina really, she kind of, pulled us all together here with her
Yes.
series.
Mhm.
I wasn't even trying to role play. I was not trying to do it at all until she dragged me in. It was like whoosh, real, and I'm like, oh god, no! I did not want to role play again. What am I doing? And
She's a genius.
yeah,
She is a
It is
genius.
addictive.
yeah,
Like,
I don't know how
It
she
is
does it.
highly addictive.
Yeah,
It is.
so much fun.
yes, I don't know how she does it, but man, I mean, it's like it has to be like what six or seven main characters and their stories and their families, and I don't know how she does it, but she does, and she does it very well.
Yeah, she does. I'm sure she spends a lot of time getting all that together.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
it's amazing how she's interwoven all of our stories into one main.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she goes on Instagram, she's Nina with a pen. But on YouTube, it's Our Blended Lives with Choices. That's the channel right there. It's super good. I can't even express
She has a
how
new
good it is.
episode coming out tomorrow. Chapter should be episode
No,
15. Is
Yep.
it tomorrow?
no, I'm ready.
I think
Oh
it's
my
either
god.
tomorrow or
Yeah,
Monday.
I told her I wanted that for my birthday. That's just in time for my birthday.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah. Oh, is the audio cutting in and out? You say? Oh, okay. Is it all of us or just like one? It might just maybe bring the volume. Yeah, it is. It is. Before she had started writing it, she basically had asked um all of us, which of the main characters kind of really kind of suits all of us, right? That was where it
Yeah.
kind of started there.
Yeah, she
Um
asked who
yeah.
who would be our main character.
Yeah, who would be our main character.
Uh-huh.
And then she came up with all these amazing stories, stuff I would have never thought about. Like,
Yeah.
wait,
We just ran with it.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's yeah, it's a lot. It's very she put us in there really good. It's really blended. Like it
Hmm.
says,
Don't
our blended lives
mind.
with choices.
Yeah. And that's really good. I really enjoy watching and reading what she puts together.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I'll make sure to get some more of the links all put together in a nice little package, so that way everybody has something to click on, and it'll be a lot easier than trying to follow the chat with it. Um,
Yeah.
so when you're writing your fiction, how, like, what inspired you to do fan fiction for your main character, your favorite main character? And that's for everybody who creates fiction.
For
Uh,
me, oh, go ahead, babe. Go ahead.
no, you go ahead, Kay.
Okay. Mine actually, I started writing my fan fiction about MC and my LI basically as a joke. I thought, well, no, nobody's really gonna read it. I don't even know if I'm gonna finish it, but I think after the first series I ever wrote, I put it on Tumblr maybe a year or so ago, and it just like once you start, it's one of those things. Once you start, you can't stop,
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
and I just
Mhm.
haven't.
Yeah.
I created my series when we were waiting in vain for Ride or Die Book 2 to come out. Um, and I wrote the very first series. It was just for me. It was just for me to enjoy in my own time, in my house. Just, it was just for me. I was the only one reading it. And Nina was the one who encouraged me to share it on Instagram because it was never a plan to. And she encouraged me to share it, and I did. And I have not stopped since.
Lucky for
It,
us.
yeah,
Yes.
yes.
Yes. Yes, the Ride or Die fans definitely, have gained something with getting to the story. Um,
Mm-hmm.
when I read your Logan, it's exactly what I think it would be like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's true.
I tried so hard to keep him as close to Pixelberries as possible. Just the personality. But he's really a lot like my husband.
Hmm.
So it just makes it easy. A
Yeah.
lot of the stuff that he says in the series is stuff that my husband has said.
Oh.
Um, so that part was easy to just kind of keep him Logan, and just expound on his personality to where he is now.
Mhm.
From the boy with the car to now the man with the family.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And that's kind of the thing, and that I've talked about that quite a bit. Where when one thing ends, that's where the one thing ends is where fan fiction lives. And
Mhm. Mhm.
knowing that your favorite book or favorite movie or favorite TV show, because everybody has fan fiction for everything,
Mhm.
is ending. It's kind of where you go in on it. I remember um, starting out with doing True Blood roleplay on Twitter. It was like a couple of reasons for it. One, I was working late at night, so I would come home and just kind of you know just chill on Twitter and stuff and look at what everybody else was doing because there were other role players. And then I saw an opportunity because there was no black vampire on Twitter.
Yes.
It's like, how are there no black vampires in True Blood? What is this? You know? And so I created Madeline, and she, you know, I know a lot about Las Vegas. Las Vegas comes up in Southern Vampire Mystery books, so I created a vampire that traveled the Strip and in parts of Vegas, getting into trouble and living a life. And that was what I did, and that account is still up. I don't tweet on it, but it's still there. You know? And you know, it was just a great time. I did that for years, and then ultimately ended up in forum roleplay. That was how I like actually started writing all that stuff and writing with other people, and you know, and intertwining characters. And Jingo and I wrote a bunch of stuff on Twitter and wrote it in forum roleplay and everything else. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think one of the really cool things about it is thanks wifey. I love Sin City Mads. Yes. Oh my god. My socialite, it was my life for quite a while. You know. She was living the life I wanted to live in Las Vegas. That was what she was doing. You know, that's part of it too. Like, you kind of want to live this other life, and you get to do that through your character.
That's what I was going to say. I think role play is a lot of living the life we want to live,
True.
Yeah.
or wouldn't mind living, for sure.
Definitely would not mind living.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not to worry about nothing.
Yes.
Yeah, you're rich, you're
That's your
fabulous.
escape. Uh-huh.
Exactly. Like, we
Always gorgeous.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Nia says, writing has always been my first love and favorite pastime. I usually write urban fiction, but I wanted to challenge myself and fell in love with the idea of fan fiction after coming across some on Wattpad. So I started tinkering with Marvel fan fiction and fell in love with writing it. I eventually want to get into writing choices. Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
I said go for it. I'd read that sooner than I would an actual Choices story. And not that I'm not interested in Choices stories. It's just, I don't know, fan fiction is just different. I think you get more from the heart. I know for me.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I mean, that's why I've only written the Ride or Die series, because that is coming straight from my soul. That book consumed me. And it's coming straight from my heart. So I just put a lot of passion into it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So she was talking about doing an Immortal Desire one.
Ooh.
When you come back on that, let us know, because I want to read it. I want to read it. Let's see. And wifey says, I try to sprinkle a little myself into every character. Same.
Yes,
Yeah.
same.
Yeah, and I think that's where your characters become relatable, because especially if somebody knows you are the character, like you're playing the character. So if they can see a little bit of you in it, then it's like, oh, okay, it feels a little more authentic, you know. So yeah,
Definitely.
that's what I think.
And I think for me, RP helps me to develop my MC.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
Chanel is me when I don't give a fuck. When I don't care. Like, she is who I want to be. So I have to think, when I think of what her attitude is going to be like. Is she going to be me, or is she going to be better?
The me you want to be.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't care. She has no filter.
No, she doesn't.
I think
we love her.
We sure do.
Yeah. Trick Me says, I just remembered that I wrote like a singular chapter of a Queen Bee scenario book that I now only keep for myself. You know what? I do that too. I had written some fan fiction for a Netflix show that no one's ever seen it. So I just wrote it for me, because it was kind of a random theory that I had. So I was like, all right, let me write this down real quick just because it popped into my head.
And the thing about when you're writing for yourself, I mean, you get some really good stuff. But when you start to share it, it's a lot easier to write for yourself. When you start to share it, man, it's an anxiety that comes along with that. I mean, because you want people to like it. I mean, you want people to enjoy it. And man, that was like the bane of my existence. Like, okay, I don't think people like that chapter too well. I don't think they enjoyed that one as much as I did writing that one.
Right.
But when I'm writing it for myself, I enjoy all of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, really, you're right. You write it for you, and then if other people dig it, then it's like, all right, cool. That that's cool. But it's mostly for me. But if you're good, that's cool too.
Yeah. If you like it, great.
Yeah.
Long as I'm good.
Right. He says, that's exactly what I need a book to consume me, and I felt that on a spiritual level. Yes. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
It's not easy being consumed by a book.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's like,
it has taken over my life.
Yeah, it's when you kind of have that those characters that are just so well done that you just jump in and your mind is going all over the place with what they would be doing. Like, oh, I think they would do this, or I think they would wear this, or I would think they would talk to this person. Then you're already a fan fiction writer. You just haven't put it down on paper.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so what did Erykah Badu say? I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my ish. Yeah. Literally, yeah. So when when you're writing, when you're coming up with, because I know most of the stuff that, well, not for Choices Lady, because a lot of that you had initially written before you started doing Instagram roleplay, right? So now, how do you kind of come up with your storyline?
I'm still following my series, as well as Nina's series for the role play on Instagram. I'm using a little bit of both. So in essence, I'm continuing the story, but just through role play. Because there won't be any more Ride or Die series. I say that now.
She did not sound confident. There was a question mark on the end of that, like, there might be.
I mean, how addicted I am to her series. Like, she put out a wedding video a couple months ago, and I got so excited because I was like, she gonna do it again. She gonna do it again. And when I tell you, I was so mad at myself.
She went to YouTube looking for it.
Yes, that was me when you were editing old videos on YouTube. I was like, wait, hold on. And then that's when you was like, oh, I was just editing, and I was like, oh.
Yes.
Playing with my emotions.
Yeah. I that happens to me too. It's like, I think it was Q. She was posting her stuff for It Lives, and
yes,
going back and cleaning up stuff, and I'm like, oh, there's another one. Oh nope, she just working through some stuff. Okay, like, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I loved what she did with the It Lives series. That was super cool.
It's a good series. It's a really good series. And she has to finish that. I don't think it's done.
Yeah, I didn't think it was done. That was kind of what I was waiting for. It's like, okay, wait, is she finished? Is she going to?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it gets tough, and but yeah, sometimes your muse just drops you, and they're like, oh man, like, where did you go, muse? Please come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was me for the epilogue of Torn Asunder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I could not.
Wifey's like, I feel that. Yeah. Yes. Oh yeah, that happens. It's like, and I'll lose it for years, and I can't go back. And then all of a sudden, it's like, wait, there was something else. It's like, all right, let me go back. I have to go back now. So yeah. When you're not role playing Choice's characters, have you done any other role play before or other fan fiction writing?
No, not as far as role playing. This was maybe 10, 12 years ago. I used to write erotica. So I'm a
What?
Used to. Used to.
Used to.
Love it. Used to.
I used to. I don't write that anymore. Thank you.
Are you sure about that?
Okay. Sure. Okay. We'll let you roll with that. Go ahead.
Good girl. Thank you. But no, I wrote a couple of Batman erotica.
Really?
Batman?
Batman.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Okay.
you've been keeping secrets. You've been hiding things.
Me?
I'm like,
Yes, you do.
wow. Yeah, I like the concept already. I don't even know what the story's about.
I'll send you the link.
Yes, please. So I can check it out.
Put it in a group chat.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure. Wifey says, I love that.
Well,
She was
Those
talking
that are
about us.
listening to love them.
That she loves that we have a thread that we've been chipping away at for literally 5 years. Yeah, you're right. Yes, we have one where we're both writing Vampire Kings, and it's like they have a rivalry. So I don't know if it's some kind of pent up thing between us, wifey, or what. It's like, wait, are we trying to snark at each other? Like, but we're friends, right? Yeah. So every once in a while, it's like, she'll be like, oh, hey, I posted about that. I'm like, oh shoot, let me go ahead and answer that.
I love that. I love that idea.
Yeah, because sometimes you get the muse for other stuff, and then you come back and you revisit, and that's basically what we've been doing. That story is nowhere near close to finished.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, not even close. See, Cat Nara says, I really want to rewrite TRR Royal Heir and the Royal Finale, but focused on the King Liam path, and where I can fix the LI blob, she says, that occurred in TRA. Like, yeah, you totally should. I would read it.
Aaron, thank you. They need to fix his route. I couldn't stand it. As much as I love him,
Yeah.
I could not stand the Royal Finale. I could not stand what they did to him.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah, there was some stuff that I wasn't loving. I did struggle to kind of finish it, and I actually kind of, like, I called it at the beginning. I was like, oh, okay, I already know what's happening. I'll get there. I'll get there.
I didn't finish the royal finale, so the king is not the
I didn't
same.
finish either.
That's all right.
I mean, and let me just say this. I cannot even it's hard for me to play it now because my characters had two very different names from Chanel and Marquise, but when I opened up that story, that is all I see. And Nina asked me one day, well, about the nanny affair. She said, why that MC? I said, because I can't play on the black MC anymore. I can't.
Yeah.
All I see is Nina.
Yeah.
They have ruined it for me.
not sorry. I am not sorry. I am glad that I ruined it. That was the first series that I actually fell in love with.
Oh my gosh.
So, look, if I ruined it, I'm guilty. Lock me up. I'm not sorry.
Dia says, "Ooh, erotica."
It's like,
adds
that's
to my
her
list
king
of things
now.
to write.
Yeah, that's her king now.
Yeah. Fishty says they need to fix everyone's route. TRH with Onward is a mess. I'd love to say you were lying, but you're not. You're not. It's true.
I think they did Drake dirty, with Bastion being the one that got his father killed.
Yep.
They did Maxwell dirty with his father just being batshit crazy.
Yep.
And I really don't think Hannah really got the justice she deserved from her parents, especially her mother.
Yep. Agreed.
So,
On all points.
Y'all,
I totally
could have.
agree. Yeah. See, Nia says she has a question. Yes, because I feel like you all know the struggles of writer's block and having too many ideas floating in your head. Would be me right here.
Yeah.
Speak on it now.
That's all I do all day.
Yeah. How do you all deal or
Right.
work through it? Oh, good.
I
Wifey,
don't.
you got a good answer in there too.
I don't.
Oh, you don't?
Yeah. I write down like I have notes everywhere in my phone, on my laptop, in little notepads. I get an idea and I write it down. Now, whether or not I ever use those ideas or put them all together is one thing, but I'm getting them everywhere. I get the ideas and I write it down, and or I type it in my phone or on my computer, just somewhere so I have it, and then I
Right.
can go back to it later. And if it fits, then I'll use it, and if it doesn't, then I won't. I mean that's just how I deal with an overflow of ideas.
Yeah.
But as far as the writer's block, I mean that I just gotta wait for it.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
it's not a whole lot that you can do if the inspiration is not there or if your muse is gone. It's just that I just have to kind of wait for. I can sometimes listen to music and get it back, and just pull ideas from different songs, but most of the time you just got to kind of go with the flow on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me. I use music. I love music. Music has been a huge part of my life. And I have like a playlist of all the stories that I have in my head. Like with All
Yep.
Falls Down, there's like over 30 songs that I got from inspiration.
Yeah, that I do that too. Yeah. Music does help a lot. It kind of, for me, it's like, if you know that your character has a certain personality or something, then yeah. Then playlists are good. I don't usually have like a whole full on thread of stories in mind. At least for me, with the way I think about fan fiction and stuff, more like scenes. It's a scene, and so I write, okay, this scene happened, this part in the scene happened, this part in the scene happened, and end. Then it's the next part. So
Right.
it's to me, I can't just like write full on, paragraphs and paragraphs of story. I think probably because of the role play background, because it's like, okay, there's me, and then there's the person I'm role playing against, and I'm waiting for them. So it's just a whole scene, and then once the scene is done, you end the story and you move to the next scene, So yeah, it's kind of
So you write in succession, like like say maybe scene 1, you complete that, and then you go on to scene 2. Do you not like skip around and then tie those scenes in together?
Sometimes I do.
Okay.
Sometimes it'll be, something that had happened, but it's like, later, like stuff that had happened later.
Yeah.
Talk about the other stuff in flashback.
Yeah.
Let's see. Wifey answered this question. Said, "I just put it down and come back when I have the muse for that character."
Right.
It says it helps that I have a private site where everyone is patient and we don't hound for posts or expected. Yeah. She created a forum site for us, and we just write when we want to. I find forcing writing a character you aren't feeling just makes for half-assed quality writing. Correct.
Yes.
That's the key. That's it.
Yes.
Yeah, because especially if you start writing stuff that's like only that doesn't even sound like your character, then it's just like, dang, why did I write that? Like, like that's not what they would say. They wouldn't do that, So yeah,
Right.
Yeah. And the thing about writing too is it's a process, so you can have fully completed work and still go back and make changes. I mean, I know that I do that. I'm constantly making changes. It's like, oh, I want it to say this. Oh no, I want them to do this. Constantly changing it, and almost feel like I'm driving myself crazy with it. But it's like it's my downtime. I love it.
Right.
Right.
Like that's me. I will have one of the things for me is I will have an entire chapter written out. At least it'll be written out in my head. Like who's going to do this, what's going to happen, who's going to say what, but it's getting it out of my head and onto whether it's my docs, my iPad, notes, whatever.
Yeah.
But like that's it for me. Like just getting it out of my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says, "Woo, my Google Docs is already full, but baby, it's about to be a hot ghetto mess, and I'm low key here for it." She says she does use music too, but only for her personal book, and it works versus rewatching the Marvel movies in order for like the 1,000th time, like a psycho.
Oh, well, call me a psycho.
Yeah, and I really try. I really try to make characters that are kind of like divorced from the actual work. I don't. I generally don't do canon characters. I'll create my own characters in the world that I like, and that was what I did with True Blood. I remember going in and playing Sophie Leclerc, the queen. It was just like, wait, I don't normally do this, but I'll try it, just to see, because those characters, their personality, the way they talk, all that stuff is already established, and I feel like I'm messing it up if I go in and do it. But I do try, to write the canon character. You know, you find that hard? Is writing canon characters versus like say creating your own?
Not really.
Yeah, not for me either. It's harder for me to create a canon character than it is for me to, to create my own character than it is for me to follow up with a canon character.
Right. It's like taking we took our NCs because they're pretty much established in whatever book they're in. But it was easier for me to take my MC and just to run with her and to give her a backstory, give her a life, give her something other than her being a waitress in New York. Like
Yeah.
because it was like, okay, she's a waitress in New York. What about her parents? Did she have siblings? Did she have a job before she became a waitress?
Right.
Like things like that. Like, did she go to college? Did she not go to college? Like, what was her upbringing like?
Right. Her life didn't start in that as
In
a
that
waitress.
time,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does Chanel have siblings, by the way?
Nope, only child.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Let's see. Wifey says, regarding jumping around between scenes and the succession of them, I'm obsessive about timelines. So even if I jump around in my character's timeline, I make sure that I have a good timeline set out so that it all ties together. Yeah, I do that too. If I haven't finished an earlier story, then in the later one, I'm just vague about the details about what happened. Yep. Yeah. It's like, it'll just kind of talk about it a little bit and then, just push forward with what's happening now. Beauty says, ooh, the rewrites is where I get in trouble. I will change a whole plot on a whim like a crazy lady. It feels so good to not be alone in that process.
That's me.
I am absolutely horrible about editing as I write, and I need to stop doing that. I'm always editing as I write.
Too.
Oh, it's so bad. And
You
then I end up
learn.
messing
Please
up stuff.
teach me.
Oh, I mess up stuff bad. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Wifey says I don't like doing canon. I don't either. I remember getting onto, and I know it's like I'll be referring back to Twitter a lot because that was really where I kind of got into doing, role play outside of like game, and I knew I didn't want to do a canon character. I wanted like I said, there were no black vampires in the Southern Vampire Mystery, so I had to create my own. You know, but I find it hard to play canon. Django says he loves playing canon characters. He likes the challenge.
Yeah, to get a character to be close to their original story. I mean, just in that personality and the things that they say and do. I mean, it is a challenge. It is
Yeah,
a
it is.
challenge.
Yeah.
Another thing that I find helpful too is writing backwards. I mean, and that's the teacher in me because that's the way I taught writing
Yeah.
before I started teaching math. We would teach the students to write backwards, to start at the end and then build your story or, whatever it is up to the beginning. And that way you're not missing pieces and holes as opposed to writing forward.
Yeah.
And that's more or less what I did with Torn Asunder. I started backwards. I had that whole chapter, that whole scene with Bronwyn and her dad talking about her mom and his infidelity. I started with that chapter, and that was like at the end of the book.
Mhm.
And then I just wrote everything else leading up to that point, and it just tied it around that.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. Let's see. Dia says I really like doing canon remix. If that makes sense. Yes, it does. Like taking a little bit and throwing sauce on it. Absolutely, because that's basically really what all of us are doing, or all of us were. I haven't been very active on Instagram, but lately. But that's basically what we're all doing. Is that we're taking the MCs that we had in choices and doing something completely different with them. There's, but I still feel like they're recognizable as the characters from the books. So that's a testament to the writing, because
Yes.
I mean, I could easily go back and just like I can't go back and look at, say, the Royal Romance and see Chanel in that character, even though your character is completely different from the MC in the book, but close enough to where you could see her doing those. Yeah, that's real cool. See, wifey says thread trackers help with this a lot. Yeah, thread trackers do help a lot. It's like, okay, this is the chronology. This is what you're kind of doing, and that does help. And rereading old threads. Yes. Going back and rereading old stuff. I do that a lot. I love rereading old stuff.
Yes.
And that actually happened recently. I went and I was looking on Facebook for just some old stuff that Jingo and I had written, and it was like, dang, this stuff is good. It's like, wow, this is actually really good. And I know I'm not the only person that had that moment where you go back, you read your old stuff, and you're like, damn, all right, that was good. Oh man, why did I do anything else with that?
No, you're the only one bold enough to say it. I hate to say that out loud to other people because it feels like, I mean, of course I'm going to think my stuff is good, but I go back and read an old episode and it's like, damn, that's some good writing.
Yeah.
Where's that?
I mean, I can still remember lines that that I've written for characters that I know I could say it. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, that was good.
But that's me, especially if I just put if I had just put a new chapter out, I will go back and reread the entire thing and be like, damn, I said this.
Right.
Yes, and just smiling from ear to ear.
Right.
My amateur writing did that.
Yes. Let's see. Mia asked us another question: is, are any of you going to write for Storyloom? Maybe, possibly.
When I figure out how it works, probably.
Yeah,
I
started putting some of my spy story that I'd already written. Most of it with Jingo. We write a lot. It's like, okay, we're really, and it's interesting because he and I have a very similar voice when we're writing. So it's almost like, wait, did you write that or did I write that? Yeah. So yeah, no. Once I figure out more how it works, then yeah, I probably will. But I would like to put my spy story out there. I love spy stories. And would love for other people to kind of put their eyes on it.
I
Wifey says I
started
do
a
that all the
story
time.
on there.
Mm-hmm.
I started a story on Storyloom. I don't know if I will finish it on there. It takes a little more work and effort than when I do a visual series myself. I do like that you can make different choices within the story,
Right.
and the choices lead to, some other choice or some other outcome. I do like that, but it takes a little more effort than when I just do the visual series myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure if I'll finish it, but I did start, and I have like a whole scene done.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm just not sure if I will ever complete it on there.
Right. Yeah, I understand. For me, it's like it's getting the visuals, is understanding how to put the visuals together in the storyline. That's kind of what's holding me back from doing more in it, because I'm not really sure how to do it. So, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree with you, wifey, that reading your old stuff, does get you kind of motivated to pick it back up. Yeah, you're
it,
right.
That's true.
it does. It
Yeah.
really does. You feel like there's more story to tell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know Turkey said that she was doing some fan art, and that posted some of it on her Instagram. That's her Insta, right? It is so cute. I really like what I've seen on your page so far. I hope you keep going on creating art. I like seeing everybody's stuff. I mean, some folks create some seriously amazing edits and you know visual
These girls,
stories, and wow, yeah.
like these women know how to edit. I'm trying to catch up.
You do just fine.
You
Right.
yeah, you're great.
I'm trying to catch up. No, y'all. Ooh.
Let's see. Turkey says, writing anything is such a challenge to me solely because I don't know how to put what I want to happen into words. Yeah, I
Yeah.
totally understand. Like, I could plan out what
I-
events or what the characters are going to say, but actually putting those ideas into words is really difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have that issue too. That's kind of where, I can see it in my head like a TV series. Like, I know what it
Mm-hmm.
looks like, but getting
Mhm.
that from here to words, very difficult.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I
Yeah.
wish everybody could just see what's in my head, then it would be easy.
Right.
Wish
Yes.
there was some device that could just read it and put it on the paper for you.
Yes, yeah. Let's see. It says in response, I feel that the best tip I could give is just to write. Don't think, just put pen to paper or fingers to the key, and you'd be surprised how the words just. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's me. That's
Mhm.
the way I pretty much write nowadays. Once I start, and I'm just like, okay, look, I'll stop when I know I'm ready to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Like when I know this is like a chapter is finished. So because I have a thing where if I get up to 500 words, then it just goes from there.
Mhm.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
What is something that you find very difficult?
Uh,
Huh?
NSFW.
The saucy
Kia
stuff is
can
hard,
write.
huh?
She can
Yeah.
write that stuff when I mean now I can think it. I
Yeah.
probably have
Mm-hmm.
even done it, but putting it on paper is another thing. I hate it.
Yes. I feel
Yeah.
like such a child. I'm like, oh
Stop.
my God, why am I thinking this? Like, don't think that.
Yeah.
Like, man,
It's hard to me.
Yeah. Nia says, yes, I write like I season food until the ancestors tell me to stop. Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. I can agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Writing the saucy stuff for the public is hard.
Mm-hmm.
Writing it for me, totally different. I could totally do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And
I know you and Shy can write that stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, y'all
Yes.
go in,
yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
like,
Shy's real good
sweating
with it
and
too.
fanning.
Yeah.
I cannot do that.
Yeah, it's like it's like if you see like any of my Instagram or TikTok videos where I'm like turning red while I'm and stuff, yeah, that's exactly how I look when I'm trying to write it. Like, oh my god, like I can't do this, But I know there's a point now where I've kind of stepped away from doing the Instagram stuff with Alyssa, but writing Alyssa, on Tumblr, and I've written myself into this weird spot because, Raleigh has shown up at her trailer, and now stuff is gonna get
Ooh,
crazy. And I'm
yeah.
like working,
Yes,
I'm working on
yes,
it. I'm
yes.
working on it. It's so hard to do it, but I'm working on it.
Yeah.
'Cause I was like, ooh, is he gonna walk
It's
in?
about to go down.
Yes.
Mhm.
Hey,
Yes.
Yeah, I'm waiting on that.
If only I could do that stuff with my character for Desire and Decorum, but I'm trying. I can't do it. I love that story as is. I just love it as is.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
the Raleigh, Tom, Allie, polycule, that is quite one of the best things.
Yes.
It's so
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
she's in love with both of them. They love her. It works.
yeah, because
Mhm.
when Nina had put the story out there, like, oh, Alyssa, okay, so Alyssa, the way I write my main character is as told by Nina. Is that Alyssa is the main character, is basically the main character from the Red Carpet Diary. She is married to Thomas Hunt. I love. He was my favorite LI in that book. And Nina had written this story where she is cheating on Thomas Hunt with Raleigh from Platinum. And I was like, I would have never thought about those two together, but yeah, okay. I can see it. Yeah, let's go,
Yeah, especially after that music video.
Yeah, I
We
was
can
like,
all see it.
yeah, I was like, oh wait, no, they're not together. Lies. And so I messaged Nina and I was like, okay, I know this is gonna sound nuts, but this is what I'm thinking. And she's like, what? And I said, what if it's not an affair anymore? Like, she's with both of them, she loves them both, and she's not giving them up. So she was
Yeah.
like,
It
oh, okay. And then the Christmas special came out. She took my
Came
idea
out.
and put it on there. So I was like, yes.
Oh, the Christmas special was hilarious.
And see, and that's another thing that she does. She takes all of our main characters and she puts like our actual personalities onto them. You
Yeah.
can see, you can see the Chanel character and see Kia. You can see the Allie character and see Kat. You can see the Daisha character and see Jakara. She puts our actual personalities in. She writes it into those characters. It's
Yeah.
amazing stuff. It's
Yeah.
amazing stuff.
Yeah, it is like, wait, because when I think about Allie, yeah, she's a lot like me. It's like, okay, I don't, I don't like a whole lot of conflict, and
Exactly.
yeah, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna be over here, and then every once in a while I'll say something corny and funny, and be a voice of reason for a couple of seconds, and then I'm like, all right, I'm out, Laters. I'll be back.
That's exactly how she is.
Mhm.
So I was like, oh wow, she nailed it. Obviously somebody pays attention to me.
We all pay attention to you, Kat.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's just so funny. But yeah, I do see like all of us in those characters, and I like I said, I don't know how she pulls it off, but she does.
Yes.
Let's see. I
Yeah.
don't know if that question was for everyone, but I find it difficult to not be critical about whatever it is I'm writing. Oh my god, all the time. I'm always critical of what I'm writing.
I'm always like, is somebody gonna read? Like, if somebody's reading this, are they gonna like it? Are they gonna like?
Yes.
They're gonna tell me, well, maybe you shouldn't have wrote this. Like it. There is no more pressure. The more you write, the more pressure you put on yourself.
Yeah. And what I do, I post it and I hurry up and get off the app. I'm like, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
Post and run.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that's, I really think that's anybody who is artistic. Folks who do fan art, I'm sure go through the same thing as folks who do fan fiction, where it's just like, you know, you're anybody who is artistic, who does anything artsy, they're always the hardest on themselves. When I'm it's like when I'm writing, I'm always thinking my writing is trash. It's total trash, and then Bingo's like, you need to stop doing that because it's not, you know. And I'm like, okay, you know. It's like, no, but my writing sucks, you know.
But see, and that's where you get like the inspiration from too, when people are actually engaging in it, and you know, they're commenting, and you know, and they're able to even recall facts from previous chapters.
Yes.
That inspires me, I know, to write more.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah. I remember I had created a business for Madeline, my vampire, and it was a nightclub, and so I would put on roleplay events on Twitter for all the folks that did roleplay. It didn't matter who you did roleplay with or whatever. It didn't matter. You didn't have to be a true blood roleplayer to come in and hang out. And I did research. The Dark Heart, yes, the Dark Heart was my baby. I loved writing every bit of that. But yeah, I named it the Dark Heart, and what I did is, because the character was based out of Shreveport, Louisiana, I did research on Shreveport and was like, okay, where would this club ideally be? One, can't be anywhere near Eric Northman's club, Fantasia. Couldn't be anywhere near that, so it couldn't go there, you know. And so I looked around Shreveport, and then I said, you know what, I'm gonna put it here. Had an address and everything. And then,
oh wow,
yeah, so I created graphics for it. You know, we one gal, she played the bartender. She created menus. Jingo DJ'd for the club, you know, and stuff. And then I was on Facebook role playing and had put up stuff about the Dark Heart, and I had gotten a message from somebody who had said that they went to look for this vampire club and could not find it.
Gosh.
Wow.
Yeah. So that, when somebody did that, you know, that really let me know that I had created something like seriously, like serious, that people really clicked and identified with Madeline and thought she was real enough, you know, to want to, you know, hang out and meet her, you know. So I was like, whoa, this is insane, you know. Or, you know, enough to where, like, you know, that's where, you know, good role playing comes in, is that, you know, of course, with Jingo is role playing a demon character, not part of True Blood, but he just hung out with all of us, and our characters didn't interact. You know, he'd be writing his and I'd be writing mine. We're sitting in the same room, and people were messaging him, you know, you should get with Mads. You should get with Mads. And he's like, somebody told me that we should talk. And I'm like, they don't even know we're married. That's funny. You know? And later, of course, it came out and they were like, are you serious? You guys are married in real life? It's like, yeah. Yeah, we don't have to write together to be together. You know? But yeah, it was really funny that they thought we should be together, and we already were.
You've been holding out on us, Kat.
Oh man, no! If I could get Jingo to write Thomas or Raleigh, that would be awesome. But no.
Yes.
He's not doing
this.
What? Put Jingo on the phone. Put Jingo on the phone.
I need to get some of.
We need to have a conversation.
Yeah, you should. You know, especially on Instagram, there are a lot of folks on there that are role playing. Some of it, and I'm not going to name any names. Some of it is really good. Some of it, you know, All right, you're trying, and I appreciate. You know, it's hard to write. It's hard to write, and it's hard to put your stuff out there for other people to look at. You know,
It is.
and props to anybody who is got the guts to do it. You know, so yeah. Some of it I do like to read, and some of it I don't. So I skip past it. I skip past it. But yeah, so Nia says I need to get me some of this engagement y'all keep talking about. Let me open this Google document. Yes, and join us on Instagram. It's fun.
Mhm. It is.
You know,
It is.
some point I'll get my head out of my butt and get back to Instagram. I will. just not right now. I got way too much going on. I just can't keep up. You know.
Yeah, especially this month.
Oh man, y'all.
Man, listen.
The social calendar on the Instagram roleplay side is
It's always
Bananas.
packed.
Yes.
Always.
Meanwhile, my real life calendar dry.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yes. I remember one time, because I'm a nanny, and the lady was like, "Oh, can you babysit this day?" And I was like, "Oh no, I got something to do." And then I remember I was like, "That's role play."
I
I was
mean,
like, "That's role play."
Hey, I used the
That's
role
great.
play calendar to get us stuff at work.
yes. I turned down something yesterday because it's like I have to do my it's like Braun is having her all white birthday bash. I cannot
Yes.
leave.
I
I need to be home for that.
So
Yeah.
good, so good. I loved it. I enjoyed all the posts. It was so great. I was like, "Yep, I'm here for the fashion show," just like I said. So, and it was.
And that's another thing about RP that I love, like the edits that everybody does.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
finding the right base and then going with that. It was fun. Yesterday was fun.
Yes.
Yeah, it's always cool to do
Yeah.
that, and that was one of the things I had thought about when I had made the Instagram, was that we could all like comment and we're all in character talking to each other and stuff, and I thought that would be fun, just because I've done that before.
Right.
That's in my wheelhouse. you know
Yeah.
Allie got her grandma candy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I love doing that. I love interacting, and I love writing with other people. That's kind of where I think that's what makes it hard for me to write stuff on my own, is because I'm so used to writing against and writing with other people that it gets hard for me
Yeah.
just to write it myself. Oh, wifey, Jingo, wifey says that you're always welcome on the Archives playground. Yeah, some of our
Oh.
stuff is on there.
Kat, I want to go back to when you said that you did, like, you researched about the club. And I want
Yes.
to ask the question, like, how many people, or how many of you rather, find that you are researching stuff that will go on, stuff that's in your story? You'll research that more than anything. And some of the things I've had to look up for Ride or Die, like stealing cars and
Mhm.
things like, and people going to prison, the stuff that I've had to research. I know my browser is probably like, what are you doing?
Like, what do you have going on?
Right.
Why are you looking?
Yeah.
But my question is, like, how many of you actually do the research when it comes to your stories, certain things in your stories?
Oh, a lot.
Definitely a lot.
Yeah, when I had that idea to run a role play club, I had to think about, like, okay, if I'm gonna do this, I need to make it look or feel as real as possible.
Authentic.
Mhm.
Yeah, and so I made a logo for it. I made basically like flyers for the invites. Like I said, the gal that was the bartender made a full on, like, a menu with explained what was in the drinks. Jingo made the playlist, so I had to figure out, like, okay, she was, and then her assistant, because I actually role played her assistant too, so it was very hard to have two Twitter browsers open, making sure I didn't screw up posting on the wrong character at the wrong time, because Ren, Madeline's assistant, is a Korean woman who is a lesbian, and Madeline is not. Madeline's black, she's a vampire, and she's pansexual. So it's like, okay, I got to make sure don't mess this up, you know, and
Right.
carry on role playing with 2 different sets of people at the same time. That made it hard. And you had to do it at that time. You had to do it with 140 characters. They did not have the 280 that they have now. So that was
Oh,
hard. It
wow.
was hard. It was hard work, and we would do it for like a couple of hours, like a few hours, you know, stuff. And to be Madeline in Las Vegas, I know I don't live in Las Vegas, but I feel like a local because I have friends who live there. I have family who live there. I traveled to Vegas extensively, so I thought about, okay, she's driving up and down the strip. I know the strip. That's easy. So you know, doing that, and then she was also basically, for all intents and purposes, a pimp. So I had to kind of go and research that stuff too. Like, how do you do this?
How to be a pimp.
Pretty much. Yeah, how do you do it? You know, and yeah, so that was basically what I did for that stuff. So yeah, I do a lot of research. Absolutely.
I had to
Yes.
look.
Huh?
I had to look up like locations in Europe
Oh
because
wow.
you know, because Cordoni is essentially a European country, and it's like, okay, where are they
Mhm.
in Europe? Like, because you hear about them going to Paris and then going here, going there. So I had to kind of try to understand where the Swiss Alps are, where the French Alps, like the longitude and everything, because it's in between France and Germany and Turkey and Greece
Yeah.
and Italy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, okay, how do you create that country? How do you create the borders? Like, where are what countries actually border them? And it's like, I stared at maps for like 5 hours, just trying to pinpoint, okay, how big is this country gonna be? Like, what's gonna, who's gonna be where? And
Yeah. You know, and you have to, especially for places you've never been. I've never been to Louisiana ever in my life, so I had to look at maps, and I had to make it sound fairly authentic. Role playing in Las Vegas, easy. Like I said, I know Las Vegas, so that was easy enough. You know, role playing like in Los Angeles, not a problem. I've been there. You know, I grew up in Southern California, so it's easy. But to role play places I've never been, like, you know, when I had to send, you know, Madeline to Ireland, I know nothing about Ireland. I've never been there. You know. You know, Google Translate becomes your friend when you have them speaking alternate languages. You know.
you ain't never lied.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's see. Let me catch up on the chat here. So Wifey says, I feel like I met Ren. Yeah, that was my assistant character on Facebook Roleplay. Yes, that is where you met Ren. And she was a lot of fun to play. I called her Hell on Heels. She was amazing. One of like my favorite lines that that Ren had said was in a thread with Wifey here. We were going to a nightclub, and you know, of course, she's gay, and this guy was trying to hit on her, and she said, "I'm sorry, but your penis does not excite me, sir."
Oh my gosh.
Ow.
Yeah, I remember that, and I wrote that years ago. Wifey says, I'm intense about research. The amount of knowledge I know because of my characters or plots is insane. The most intense research I ever did was for a historic roleplay where it was required, and you even had to cite your research. What?
Wow.
Oh, yeah. I did research when I did Tutors roleplay on Facebook. And so I had to, you know, of course I knew the television show, but to like do the history, I had to actually like, read some stuff.
Yes.
Right.
Let's see. I found True Blood roleplay to be extremely all-encompassing when it came to graphics and outfits. Oh, Polyvore, rip Polyvore. I missed that website where you could actually like create outfits and create, you know.
Yes,
Yeah,
that
love
made me so
site.
sad when that website got taken down.
Yeah, I was like, come on, that was how I built my character, you know. But see, presents for other characters, yeah, because you had to know their taste. Music playlist, that's all on top of the actual role playing. It was a lot to keep up with. Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Yeah. Yeah, role play does get pretty intense. It I mean, it is almost like real life because
Yeah.
of the amount of time and energy and effort you put into it.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah. So there's totally different types of fan fiction. That live role play, forum role play,
Mhm.
actually like you're writing full on stories and stuff. Um, there's a lot that goes along with it.
hmm
Mhm.
Yeah. Mia says, I research everything. It's insane. Like I said, I don't know how many times I've watched the MCU and read up on powers and all that stuff. Personally, I feel like world building is in my wheelhouse, like locations, weather, food. It gets intense, but yeah.
Mhm.
Knowing
Yeah.
all of those things, knowing where your character comes from, knowing what your character likes, the music that they listen to, all of that stuff helps you build a more, in my opinion, a more realistic,
I
Yes.
love the small details.
yeah,
Mhm.
character just as real as you are. So yeah,
Mhm.
I love doing that stuff. I think it's great. So,
Yes.
how do you come up with the names for your character?
Huh. That's
I have
Mhm.
a notes app filled with names. Like baby names and everything.
Most of my characters, well, like when I'm reading choices, most of my characters were named after students. Um, yeah, most of them were named after my students or just people that I knew or that I liked. My Royal Romance MC, her name is my oldest daughter's middle name.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I've never used my name for a character.
Yeah,
I've yet to use my name for a character.
yeah, yeah. That's I don't do that either.
With
I do
mine,
favor certain names though, and somebody told
Yes.
yeah.
me when I did my my love letters for the pros and thorns thing that I'm working on, that I use Sarah a lot.
Yeah.
I was like, well, it's that time period. It's a very popular name, so yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'll have to work on trying to come up with other names, but I do tend to reuse names a lot. Yeah,
I'm
Alyssa
one of
is
those.
reused a lot.
I'll go ahead with one name, maybe, especially like with choices. I will take. I'll start with one name and then go through a chapter and be like, I don't know if I like that name so much.
Yeah,
But
go
then I'll
back.
go back
Yeah,
and change the because that's how I got Chanel's name. Because I don't even remember what the original name was that I used, but
Yeah.
I didn't like it, and I was like, well, okay, let me try to remake the name, and it stuck.
hmm
The
Yeah.
same with Marquise. I actually, when I first started playing TRR, I named him Marcus, and I was like, something's not clicking here.
yeah,
Yeah.
So I rewrote the name, and I was like, well, it's actually stick, and it's been Marquise ever since.
yeah.
I when I first, well, of course, when I first played Ride or Die, it was just to Diamond Mine for Open Heart. And then by the time I got like 3 chapters in, I was just like so in love with the book. I wanted to go back and change the MC's name to my name,
hmm
but it didn't fit. It just didn't feel right.
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 Um, and that's why I said, she's Bronwyn. I can't see her as anything else because the name just spoke to me. It stuck
Right.
for her and it fits her.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's
Yeah.
the only name I've ever known for her. Like I know the default name, but when I see her, I don't
Mhm.
see Ellie Wheeler. I'm like, who is that?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like
Yeah.
who is this?
Yeah. Let's see. Wifey says, I try to choose a first name that can have a few different shortenings for it, so that I could switch it up in my writing. Like her, Wifey has a character named Olivia, and so she switches between Olivia and Liv and Livy. And she says, I also use the and then insert the hair color here, so that the sentence structure doesn't seem so repetitive throughout my post.
Yeah.
Yeah, nicknames are good. Madeline's name, her her life name when she was alive was Maddie Lynn, and then she became a vampire and changed her name to Madeline. Yes,
Oh, okay.
yeah. And so I had came up with kind of like the basics that, you know, she was her real life where she was born in like a silver mining town, and you know, and she ended up falling in love with a vampire, and then Jingo basically took over the story and actually wrote how she was made and everything else, and actually role played her maker for a while.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was cool. So that was something we kind of put together. He was like, what do you see for your character? I'm like, well, this is her name, this is kind of the basics, and then something happened, and then she ended up becoming a vampire. You roll with the rest. Have at it. You know. See, Turkey says, in Surrender, the default name for my MC is my in real life name. And because the book is a spicy one, my asexual being just shut down. Oh, I'm sorry. No. Oh. Yes, that gets tough.
Mhm.
With
You know.
that book, I literally went through a baby naming website.
Oh, really? I do that too.
Yeah. Went through like the different letters, and I landed on name my MC London.
Oh.
Because I was like, oh, okay. It was just one of the first names that I saw that I actually liked.
Nice. I like that. Yeah, I do that a lot too. I'll check out, you know, baby name sites, or depending on like when the story is supposed to take place, I'll look at popular names in you know, 1900s, 1850, blah blah blah, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, so that's what I do. Yeah.
I can always come up with a first name, but I struggle for surnames. Like then I have to take to the internet and like, what's a good last name, you know, that I can put to this character?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I do get kind of caught up on the last name too. That's tough. Sometimes the names will end up being kind of alliterative, so it's like, you know, the initials be the same, AA or MM or whatever.
Mhm.
And then for when I did vampires, I just, you know, wherever they lived is what their last name became. So Madeline's last name is Vegas because that's where she's from, and my vampire king, he's Adam Washington because he's the king of Washington. So I gave him that name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that it really all depends on, like, I know I love playing Adam. He's such a jerk. And so that leads me to another question: is when you're writing someone of the opposite gender, how do you do it? How do you come up with that voice? You know?
Whew. I have a voice that I want to hear because most of my allies are male, so it's like I know what my dream voice would sound like. It's a baritone, it's deep, it's beautiful, it's sex, and all of that. So I just go from there. I take that voice in my head and I try to apply it to the different male characters.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, and I had to ask because it's like I remember actually Adam was the first male character I had ever played. I never played one before. Normally I role play male characters because I myself am female. So it's like, all right, let me just do that. But there came a point where I needed to challenge myself. So I said, you know what, I'm going to make a male character. How do I do that? And I had to think about what this guy was going to be like. And he's, you know, he's a king. And so I had to think, okay, arrogant. He probably has a low opinion of women, you know, so he's a total jerk, and he thinks that he's God's gift, and you know, and all of those things. So it's like, okay, I had to think about, okay, if a guy that I really wouldn't like is probably what Adam would be like.
Right.
You know, he got an attitude, he's not very nice. You know. One
of those, I love a good smart ass love interest. So
yes.
It's like
snarky, you know.
How would you how would that translate into your love interest? How do you make your love interest smart ass? Like, he's not for everybody.
Yeah.
He's not gonna be the one that's gonna be like this white knight on a horse Like
Mhm.
he will literally sit there like, man, whatever, and walk
Yeah.
off.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Some of them are, sometimes I'll play a character who's very nice, stuff. But I would say most times they come off kind of cocky. That's how I end up playing my.
yeah.
Cocky is sexy.
Yeah, it is, and confident, So it's like
Mm-hmm.
I had to think about how I was gonna play Thomas and Raleigh writing them on Tumblr. So it's like, oh shoot, and they have to sound different. They can't sound the same.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, I was thinking, well, okay, how is Thomas Hunt in the book? Like, okay, he's kind of almost like an Ice King, a little bit, but I think
Mhm.
he's a softie when he's at home. He's still got that air though. He's not a complete, doormat at home. He's not,
Right.
And I did also have to think about the story, and in the kind of where I'm going with it is that Thomas is manipulative as hell. Is manipulating Allie and Raleigh and put them in this situation. So he's like, well, he said it. I'm a director after.
Mhm.
I have to
Yeah.
direct.
Oh.
Yeah, so he put his wife and this other man in each other's orbit.
What?
Not gonna tell you what's going to happen. But
Well, when
gonna
is
be
it
fun.
coming?
It's gonna be fun.
Okay, Thomas.
It's gonna be fun. I already have it in my head.
Got interesting now.
I already started writing it.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, Wifey says, I find a lot of my male characters, I accidentally make them into assholes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. With the allies in the books, I typically will kind of gravitate towards the funny ones who are very nice, because they remind me of Jingo. Because he cracks me up all the time, and he's very nice, but he's protective. So like, don't mess with me, it's over. But
I
when
love
I'm
the
writing
protective type.
yeah, totally different. They are protective, but they're kind of sometimes possessive, and
Mhm.
like, oh man, how did I write like that? But like, why do I? Oh well, it works. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Nia says the spicy guys are the best. I don't think I could write a sweetheart. I'd probably mess him up somehow. Yeah. That was one of the things that I had, because I had created. There was a male character that I had made, and he was very nice, and I was like, he seems feminine. It's like, you might as well be a woman, because I was writing him way too nice. It was like, okay, yeah, like nope. I have to write jerks. That's it. I can't write nice guys. Can't do it.
Wow.
Turkey says, when I name my MCs, I try to find a decently common name, but spell it differently, or find a more uncommon one. Like said that her Immortal Desires MC is Willow, Wylllow. My two different MCs for It Lives in the Woods are is it Bria, Brya, and Brienne. Yeah.
Pronounced Brienne.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay,
O'Brien
that's
or Brienne.
pretty.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to do
nice.
that too.
Mm-hmm.
Come up with the name and then kind of change it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Don't get struck by lightning, please. I need you. He's headed outside.
Oh, is it storming there?
It's it is very dark. It's blustery.
Oh.
I hope it rains. I would love it to rain. Please. But yeah, it was like real windy and real dark a couple days ago. I thought it was gonna rain.
But no rain.
Buckets, but it didn't.
It rained buckets here over the weekend. Last
Oh.
weekend.
I love rain.
Yeah.
I don't like
From the
being in it.
hurricane.
Mm-hmm. That was fun.
Yeah. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the fun thing was that I did not have to, get up and do anything, and then I did not feel guilty because, hey, it's raining, raining outside. I don't want to go
Right.
out in that.
Yeah. More time to write.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And to edit. It took a lot to edit that party. I was so happy it was done and over.
Yeah. And there was some super, super great edits that you all did for the party. I thought it was great. Let's see. Wifey says, I once named a British male character Rowan Atkinson so that he would constantly have to correct people and be like, no, not that Rowan Atkinson. That's funny. I like that. No relation. That's funny. Yeah, I do tend to use a lot of the same male characters. Adam is a name I use a lot. Thomas actually is a name I use a lot. So it kind of worked out that Hunt was the love interest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like older sounding names. That's usually what I would use for male characters. I like going older. Like instead of calling them like Jerry or something, Jeremiah. You wouldn't call him Jerry.
Right.
Yeah. So that's usually how I go. Because they all sound very strong. Adam sounds like strong. Thomas sounds like strong.
Mm-hmm. And Jerry does not.
Jerry does not. I know a man named Jerry. He's very nice, but
just like a suburban dad with a white picket fence and the big house and the hey neighbor, how are you? Like that is very suburban.
Yeah, that would be Jerry. He's your neighbor, not your love interest. Jeremiah is the man you date, or Daniel. I use Daniel a lot. He was Madeline's maker, but I do use Daniel a lot. I think it's a great. Matter of fact, my Liam's name is Daniel, and then my Royal Romance MC was Madeline. So that's where I went with that one. Oh wow, yeah, this has been fun.
Yes.
It has.
Anyone else have other questions, or there's something that y'all wanted to bring up that we haven't talked about that you want to talk about?
I think we've covered all the bases.
Yeah, I think so
Talked
too.
about the role play, fan fiction.
Yeah. For making your edits, what are some of the apps that you use to make them?
Face app is one.
Yeah.
Pixar is
Yeah.
There's a lot that I use.
As art. There's a couple of them.
Yeah, there's a few. There's a few. I found making the edits of the characters has really helped think about them different. Yeah. Yeah, Rifey says I use Photoshop for my roleplay graphics. Yeah. I use PixArt a lot, Bazart,
PixArt, yeah.
Yeah, Face app, Airbrush. Nina told me about that one, so I got that one. Yeah, just so much stuff. So, gosh, and to see the characters in all these different edits and they look real. It's just mind blowing to see the characters come out of the choices books and into these different pictures, and it's like, whoa, that's a trip. Like, oh, there's my main character out, in Greece, or hey, there's my main character. She's out at a Hollywood party, or she's here, or he's there, or whatever. So it's like, wow, this is amazing. You can put them anywhere.
Yeah.
Do you ever just make an edit and it's so good and you're just sitting there smiling like, wow?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
The
keep
one
looking at it.
Yes, that's me. I'm like, wow, I did that.
Yeah, there was one that I did of Sam from Most Wanted, and that picture, it doesn't look anything like it started. Same with there was one that I did of the It Lives in the Woods MC,
Mhm.
and I made her. I used the Red Riding Hood movie poster and put her in
Oh,
it.
I remember that one. That
Yeah.
one was really good.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
I
I was like,
remember that one.
I was like, dang, because of course the character in that movie poster, she's white, and she ends up becoming a
Mhm.
black girl. So I was like, whoa,
Yes.
Mm,
oh my god, this looks
Yes.
good. It doesn't look anything like the picture that I got it from.
right.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh
that was
yes.
one of the things that attracted me to Instagram. Like once I got there, and I didn't even know that there was a choices community on Instagram. I started on Twitter,
hmm
um, and then I got on Instagram and started seeing people's edits. I'm posting screenshots, and I'm
Yeah.
looking at these edits, and I'm like, how are they doing this?
Mhm.
It was amazing. Just the talent that people have it's amazing.
Yeah, yeah, big
Yeah,
time.
that's true.
Yeah, there's some really great ones out there, and uh, it's just it's a trip how well done a lot of them are. You're like, wait, this isn't this wasn't something that came out of the book,
Mhm.
Right.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. So that's tells you how good those darn apps are, and and how good
Mhm.
everybody who's making edits, how good their eye is to say, you know what, I could put my character in that and it would work.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, wifey, which handle did you want me to share with folks? You can, and y'all can all type in your Twitter handles and stuff. That just don't use links, but yeah, you can do it. Okay. Okay, you're right. Okay, so you want me to give them that? No problem. If you want to follow wifey, one of my dear friends, like I said, we've known each other at least 13 years plus, and she's a really great writer. Valerie Malone is what she goes by on Twitter. Um, does have Instagram. She doesn't really use it that much, and not for role playing. But you can follow her on Twitter if you want to chat with her. Good people. And a fandom addict like the rest of us. Big fandom addict. Yeah, she's a big time fan. Yeah, not choices, but I know she loves, of course, True Blood and Charmed, and just a lot of the same stuff that we all like. Yes, Valerie Malone was in Beverly Hills 90210. I did catch that when you made that handle. uh, you know. And if you, I'll definitely make sure to put up the thread and stuff with everybody's handles in it and everything. We can all follow each other and chit chat and talk about writing and all that good stuff. I love to talk about writing, so if you have me anywhere and you want to talk about writing, hit me up. Talk about writing, please. I love it. I love doing that. Nia says, this is so much fun. Y'all have to do this again. I'm obsessed. Yes.
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 We do. Some of the best parts of my day is getting on the group chat and talking with the ladies.
Yeah.
Really is.
The turkey says, the
Like,
longer I live, the more characters I make, so finding names kind of gets challenging. Yeah. So sometimes a few might have the same name, but I won't realize it. Oh yeah, no, I know I reuse the same name. I do it a lot. Yes. Yeah. And I'm horrible at it. But some have original names, and I won't ever read. I won't. Like there is no other character that could ever be Ren ever again. I could never do it again. I mean, she's hell on hills. That sassy Asian lesbian character. I cannot do that to anyone else. I can't do it.
Right.
I can't give her name to somebody else. It would be hard. Madeline, same thing. It's like it worked with the Royal Romance character, so that's why I gave it to her. But would I reuse that? No, I wouldn't. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I understand that. I know I could never reuse Bronwyn for anyone else.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's too hard. I love Ren too. Yes. going through. Everybody wanted the handles, so grab some. It goes by the richest ebony on Twitter.
Best friend.
Oh, yeah. Like I'm typing everything wrong. And want to tell others. Let's see what. Is everybody fighting everybody right now? So many.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm pulling y'all handles out there. All right. Oh yeah, for sure. So there's choices, lady. There is Jakara's and Lady K's. So those are the ladies that you hear right now in the chat. You'll want to go ahead and give them follows. Follow Nina. She's awesome sauce. That's who we've been talking up and hyping this whole night. You know, Nina is amazing. I can't even express
Nina
how amazing she is. She's a genius. Seriously.
Genius. She's a genius. I to this day will never understand how she does it, but she does it, and it's perfect. It's always perfect.
Yeah, it's amazing. Her writing's amazing.
It is. It really is.
And then you know, you gotta follow Cue Ball. You know, she's on Instagram, Choices RPC. You know, she's done all kinds of like Choices shorts on YouTube. It has It Lives role, you know, not role play, but It Lives fanfiction series that she has on there. You know, yeah. So just follow her too.
So good.
And Shy. Oops. Very like so many people. Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I know she's not on Twitter. And then another person that we hang out with, good people, and that's her roleplay account right there. She's a great writer, does super cool stuff with the reels and the edits. The edits are just out of this world, amazing. So yeah, you want to check folks out on Instagram. Get a feel for all the roleplay stuff on there. Oh my goodness, I've had so much fun, ladies. I super appreciate that you came and hung out with me today. And everybody in the chat. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yes,
Absolutely. You know, I'm so glad that
Having
we were
us.
able to get this together, make up for May. We had so much fun
Yes.
though. We had so much fun.
Yeah, that
We
was fun.
did.
We
you
didn't
know,
laugh. We just laughed the entire time.
yes. Yeah, it's like my streaming software would not work. We were supposed to do this in May. We had like all of us were here, and we ended up just hanging out in Discord for like a few hours. It was wild. We were cracking up so hard, so hard. So yeah, so I had a blast and a half. Thank you again, ladies, for coming to hang out. And you know, follow each other, chit chat with each other. It's always good. I love seeing creators connect. Because you never
Mhm.
know. You might find somebody else to do a little collaboration with. You never know.
Mhm.
So, I am going to go ahead and do our sign off. And I will check you ladies in the chat in a shortly. Or if you want to hang out, please stay. I will talk. We can talk after this. Unless you have somewhere to bounce to. Next week we're back on the regular schedule. Jingo and I will be playing some more Most Wanted, which is a story that he's actually liking. So I'm like, yes, I'm gonna pull him in on Thursday, and then next Saturday we'll get back to the Phantom Agent. On Fridays I'm playing Fatal Frame and getting the wits scared out of me with Bitch and Cupcake. Oh my god! Last night I was screaming. I was so scared. I love a good scary game, but I was freaking out. Oh, it was bad. Oh, and of course, I am MartianKat on Twitter and YouTube. The same screen name that I use right here on Instagram and TikTok. Yes, please follow me on TikTok if you haven't yet. Check out my stuff. I do reaction videos on there, and one of them is this man doing this dance, and people have been commenting on it and sending me messages about the way I look when I'm reacting to it. I thought it was funny. So yeah, please check it out. I'm trying to get my follower numbers up over there on TikTok. So, check me. Thank you so much for your views and chat and hosting tweets, your subs, your point redemptions, where I get to tell bad jokes, which nobody made me do tonight. I'm not doing them now.
Thank the Lord.
I am saving your ears for next Thursday.
Thank God.
Oh man, all of the support helps us further the ideal of the Red Planet that we're all Martians here. Right now, we're gonna go and invade Fishty Buns. She is playing Nanny Affair Book 3 actually, and she has my Sam this time. So I'm like, heck yeah, let's go. I'm not even as far as she is in the book, but I've been watching her play it. It's been super fun. So we're gonna raid her. We'll be in her chat in about 10 seconds. I had so much fun today, and we'll definitely have to do. You'll come back, right, lady?
Yes, absolutely.
Heck yeah. All right, we're gonna head over there, and we'll see you all next time. Later.
Bye.
And almost this. Turn off my captions because it'll just keep capturing my mic if I don't.